What's good, y'all? It's the OG Cuicide. Want to welcome y'all, as always, to OG Cuicide in the building. Appreciate the support and the love that y'all continuously show to the OG. Want to thank y'all for that. And shout out, man, to my loved ones, man. You know what I mean? My loved ones in the UK. Man, Hustle Quoted. Thank y'all for the support that you're doing with my artists. Thank you. Appreciate that. But today, we finna get into it, man. I got my nephew in the building today, man, and everybody know who he is, man. Especially if you're in the club scene, you definitely know who my loved one is, man. DJ Eveready. Neff, what it do?
What it do, Big Unc? What it do, OG? How you feeling?
Man, I feel good. I feel good.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I was in the hospital last Friday with chest pains, but
Okay.
you know, I'm
okay.
here.
That part. And looking good though, looking good.
Trying to stay busy, man. I definitely want to dive right into it, loved one. I want to go into, you know, like your childhood days, man. Like where you actually was born and raised.
Yeah, man. I was born. My dad was in the military.
Okay.
So I was born in Baltimore.
Okay.
Right, Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
You know, my dad was from Compton. You know, shortly after I was born, you know, moved to Compton. You know what I mean? From there, grew a couple years. You know, came into the Inland Empire.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Grew up, you know, came back and forth, you know, like people that lived in L.A., you know, family all in L.A., you stay there, you move back and forth, back and forth. So, you know, we was like a military family low-key because he was always everywhere, you know what I mean? So
you used to
trying
travel
to stay
the world.
stable, yeah. No, more or less trying to find a stable place to stay, you know what I'm saying? More or less like that, you know, where you know, figuring it out. But, you know what I mean, that taught a lot of survival skills growing up, you know what I mean, how to, you know, make it and, you know, take some out of nothing and make it into something, you know what I mean? Like, Pops was like an electrician, so, you know, we used to take broken, go in the trash cans and, you know, go fix it and
bring it to life.
So, you know, I learned how to, you know, make stuff that wasn't valuable. So, you know, that's kind of how I grew up, you know what I mean? You know, the average, you know, black struggle, you know what I'm saying? Family, you know, Pops was trying to figure it out, you know, Mom's working, but, you know, we made it.
Okay. Both parents in the household?
Yeah, both parents in the household, you know. Pops was, you know, a heroin addict, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, that led to recovery. You know what I mean? So it was more of a situation of learning how to deal with, you know, opposition. You know what I mean? Because, Pops was in there. You know, he wasn't really in the right mind all the time. So,
when he was in the military?
Yeah, no.
In life in
general, you know. So growing up, you know, had to deal with that kind of struggle. You know what I mean? On that end, Mom's trying to figure it out. So then we, you know, got him clean like in 94.
Okay.
So when he got clean, I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then that's when, you know, we started like, you know, growing up, you know what I mean? Pops, he was a military person, so he had PTSD. So, you know what I'm saying? Ended up kicking us out the house. I grew up with my boy.
He kicked you out?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like 14.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like 14. I was 14.
And how did Moms feel about that?
You know, Moms was a part of the battered syndrome.
Okay.
You feel me? So Moms didn't really have much to say about it. You know what I'm
she
saying?
had to roll with what Pop
she was
said.
rolling with the punches, literally. You know what I'm saying? So that made it to where, you know, I grew up with a friend, you know, grew up different places, but I graduated high school.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? On my own.
That's good.
You know, try to pursue college. And, you know, between high school and college, that's when I got into the music, you know what I mean, and started, you know, DJing and actually playing music and doing music, you know what I mean? So, you know, that's kind of like, you know, where we was at. You know, Mom's was, you know, she would work. Mom's used to work at USC. So I used to come into the, you know, always on campus and, you know, be able to see better than what I was seeing at home.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Then who did you move? Oh, you said with a friend.
Yeah,
like a family member?
Yeah, no, man, my boy, man.
Okay.
You know, I was in high school, you know, met my boy, you know, my boy John.
Okay.
You know, we was going to school together. You know, his mom, Teresa, you know what I'm saying? She was like the neighborhood, you know, savior. You know what I mean?
Tight.
You know
That's
how
tight.
you got the person that takes care of other people's kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I was, you know, staying with them.
That's
you know
tight.
What I'm saying?
She embraced you.
She embraced us, you know what I'm saying, took us in. And it was, you know, from me grew others that came in there, you know what I'm saying? So it was multiple kids that came that she gave love to. You know,
a safe home.
Yeah, that, you know, and it actually gave you a safe place because, you know, when you seeing domestic violence and battery at the crib, you know what I'm saying, and you able to go somewhere else and see like a different way of living, that kind of help you, you know, with your situation.
You
and
see
what
the difference.
Yeah, you see a better way of living. You know
Understood.
what I mean? And what your way of living, what they way of living of being better may be different than what, you know.
The environment you was in.
Exactly.
Have you ever like seen like physical violence? You seen it?
Yeah, man, I seen it all, man.
Have you ever got involved? Like just
You know
try to
what?
stop it?
Tried to stop it.
Okay.
You know, the whole everything that goes with that emotional roller
Understood.
coaster.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Went in there, you know, try to stop it, but you know, it got to a point where you gotta leave. You know what I mean? Where even in your mind, if you want to be a better person, you gonna, you know, get away from the negativity.
So that's stress, depression. So,
Yeah.
So at that point, you could say you went through a lot of depression.
You know what? As a kid, for sure.
Okay.
You know, because you ain't got family. You know what I mean? You living with other people. You know what I mean? You not living at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you still gotta figure out where money gonna come from.
Mandatory.
You know what I'm saying? So you trying to figure out different ways. So I used to sell chocolate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I
Okay.
used to go get out, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Hit a Costco, you know what I'm saying? Take my $34, go get my Costco chocolate
Smart
box.
man.
Jump on the bus, go get me a store in front of Save-On's, trap all day. Now I got money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now I come back, I shoot them a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying? $75, whatever you know, enough to where I can
Appreciation. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and re-up, you know, and get my candy back and get back to the, you know, the corner. Because I had my boy Wade, you know what I'm saying? He really, like, showed me the trap. You know, he was like an older influence that used to take us out to go, you know, serve candy. You know what I'm saying? They call them serve. So we used to go serve candy. So that kept me with money in the pocket. Used to have, like, you know, at least $800 to $900 as a youngster from selling chocolate. Cause, you know,
And that's good.
yeah, that was a weekly.
Yeah, you ain't got to look over your shoulders doing that.
Nah, just selling chocolate, you know what I'm saying? And getting donations, you know what I'm saying? Got to a point one time I was selling so much chocolate that they didn't want the chocolate. They just gave me donations. So,
That's
you know,
good.
your man be like, man, you got to sell the chocolate bars. So, you know, it taught me that when, you know, I used that type of thing when it came to the music, you know what I mean? And came to the clubs where it's like, you know, you're going to have struggle. You're going to have opposition. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be determined and use that to kind of move you forward.
Okay. Okay, that's good. And you said you finished high school.
Yeah.
And what about like when you were in junior high? How was that like? What was that like?
Man, junior high was like a good time. You know what I'm saying? Junior high wasn't like crazy for me. You know what I'm saying? I was running with the kids. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like, you know, had two parents at the crib. You know, that was kind of right before everything took off.
For a turn to the left.
I was young in junior high school. I was 12. So when I got to high school, I was 13. So I had just turned 13, and that's, you know, most people turn 13 in junior high school.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm 12 turning 13 in high school. So everything was kind of like shifted, you know what I'm saying? Shifted backwards. So it was like, okay, like that was like good, you know, a good propensity of time. Like I'm like, okay, like I learned a lot. You know what I mean? I was in music at a young age. So I was always doing the music thing at the school doing that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, from there that was my building blocks.
Okay.
It was like my junior, I think that was like the time that I got to really learn something was junior high school, because, you know, when you get older, everything that you learned was locked in really when you was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, at that particular age.
Oh yeah. Siblings. You have siblings?
Got a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
Got a
During
lot of
the time you were staying with, you know, moms and pops, did you have other siblings in the house as well?
Yeah. We got 5 on that side. And
Okay.
6 at the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Big family.
Yeah. So we got 5 on that side, 3 sisters, 2 brothers. Then we got on this, you know, on the other side, we got 6 of us. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
a lot of us.
Y'all communicate, interact with each other
we still
on a regular
communicate.
basis?
Yeah.
That's good.
Everybody communicate. You know, the thing is about when you growing up with that struggle behind you,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of puts a disposition on your way to communicate with others.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you be trying to, you know, you kind of build barriers.
Definitely.
You know what I
Around
mean?
you.
Yeah.
Don't trust nothing or nobody.
Yeah, so, you know, as you break them barriers, that's what was kind of giving me the basis of how to deal with the people around me, too. You know what I mean? I know I could trust this person. I think that happened because I had good people that took care of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't really have to be on the street You know what I mean?
They showed you a lot of love in that house.
A lot of love.
Safe home.
Yeah, took care of, took me to Ross, get me the new clothes just like they kids. So, I was fresh.
Didn't treat you no different.
Yeah, and I kept money from hustling the chocolate, so, it wasn't like a rough transition. Was able to get a car, buy a car. So, went through all the phases, but, stayed with the positive mindset of everything.
At a young age.
Yeah, at a young age.
How was you and Pop's relationship now?
Man, Pop's passed.
My condolences, loved one. My condolences.
All good. I appreciate you. I think, it just gave me the motivation to really, because I had a hard Pops. Like, he wasn't like nobody to, you feel me? Like,
play no games.
Like, we was just having a conversation about stuff that he was doing, me and my man. And it was just like, Pops didn't really, he didn't really care in that instance. He would care in his own way. But, he was, when you in the military, I had listened to some of his tapes. He was like on the Saigon Delta.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he was in Vietnam, when everything was cracking off. So, I had found one of the tapes that was talking about what he was going through. So, I had to look back at it after he passed. I had to look at it like, okay, maybe that could explain. Because, he like, man, we out there, we with the 50 cal, tons of dead bodies all on the boat.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, so he like, this is what he didn't see, you know what I mean? And that's before I was born. So, to kind of explain why he did treat me the way they treated me and, why he was on, drugs and doing the shit he was doing, that's kind of like the understanding.
What he kind of seen, you could say, pretty much kind of drove him to the drugs, man.
In a way, yeah.
Especially people you out here on this battlefield with, man, and you seeing your loved ones die right there in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That y'all been cool for the last 5 years, and now it's time to get out here in the field, and you lose them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I learned that later on in life. You know what I mean? I had different friends that died, like, my boy Serve. You know what I mean? We was best friends, brothers. We trapped together, worked together. You know what I'm saying? He got killed. You know what I mean? And we was in it just like, me and you, locked in, locked in. We was locked in, you know what I'm saying? And, he unfortunately got murdered, you know what I'm saying? So that was a situation that happened, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, one of my other friends committed suicide. So that's what drove me to, when you had spoke on, the situation. Yeah, he had jumped off the bridge in Pasadena. We used to throw our birthdays together. So, you know what I'm saying? That was like, motivation to be like, man, I got to keep going.
You have to,
mean?
yes.
And put on for my bro that ain't here. You know what I mean?
You got to keep doing that for them,
and
we
grew up.
And that's why my podcast is so focused on mental health, because me being a suicide survivor, when I was 22, I shot myself in the head.
Yeah.
I thought death was the best route, at that particular time.
Right.
And especially the caliber of person who I was in the neighborhood, it was like one of those things where I kind of felt embarrassed to go tell my OGs this is how I'm feeling.
Right.
So instead of talking to somebody, I talked to the gun. But,
right.
Now I push the narrative of like, there's nothing that can ever go on in this world or in your life to ever make you want to take your life.
Right.
No matter what it is, I've learned and I push and I teach, man, every storm shall pass.
Right.
And there's different storms. Some storms may be a drizzle of rain. Some storms may be heavy rain. Some storms may be Helen. But no matter what, at the end of any one of them, the sun do shine.
Right.
So that's what I push very hard.
Right.
Your relationship with you and your mom.
Me and mom's good, man.
Okay.
She a survivor, strong, willing person, one of the best people I know.
That's right.
So mom's always gave us motivation, like, even all the bullshit she went through, she stayed steadfast and did her thing.
And like you said, you used to always go see her at the job, and y'all always had that bond and embraced each other.
That was like when I got younger, for the most part with call can communicate. When you get older, you got to communicate, so you can call in and check in. High school was like one of them times where, I was, learning on my own. And, when you get older, you kind of like see the lessons that you learn. You know what I'm saying? And, now, with moms, we good to go. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Try to do for them, because, you know, when you feeling like you ain't got it, you want to try to make up for the times that you know, that you didn't have it when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like if you didn't have PlayStation, you want to make sure all the nephews and everybody got PlayStation.
For sure.
Like one of them situations.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? So just making your future better than your past. You know what I'm saying?
And that's important.
A lot of people focus on the past, be trying to, you know, I didn't have this, didn't have that. You know, we trying to make sure that, you know, we can focus on that future.
And during the time when your pops had kicked you out, there was other siblings in the house. Are you the oldest, or
No, I'm the youngest.
you the youngest?
Yeah.
So there was siblings in the house that was older,
Pops
but
was kicking everybody out, bro. Pops was like, you know,
y'all gotta
Bruce
leave
Lee
here.
boy,
I don't know where you going, but you gotta leave here.
Yeah, he was kicking it like if you like anybody in there. He was kicking everybody out, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, Pops. I tell you, and that's one thing I gotta say. Pops was he wasn't biased. He would kick if you female, male,
It didn't matter.
Asian, white,
gotta
Mexican,
go.
black. It didn't matter. If you rubbed him the wrong way, he's kicking you out, bro. And that's, you know, hey, I learned,
Learned a lot from him.
I learned how to have my own.
Okay.
Right?
That was the beginning.
That
of,
was
let me
the
get my
beginning
own.
of having my own.
Okay.
Like, because I don't ever want to get kicked out, right? You know what I'm saying? That comes with a lot
It's a
of...
cold feeling being told to leave. Because it's like, where I'm going to go? Well, get out.
Get out.
And it's like, well, where I'm going to go?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You better figure
Good
it out.
thing you had a good friend.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
And a safe home nearby.
Yeah, you got to figure it out, man, you know, and luckily God blessed me, man.
Mandatory.
I don't think at that age it was like a coincidence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because
things happen for a reason.
yeah, like I don't think it was a coincidence. I think, you know, everything happens for a reason to give you some type of understanding to what your future gonna be.
And you had to get it together, especially at that age.
Yeah,
because
like, now I'm, you know, now I like to have my own, you know, I'm my own type, you know, have my own situation. You know, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
You know, and taking care of my own. And I think when, you know, you at the mercy, when bro be like, hey, man, get them dadas. You remember the dadas? Get them dadas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get them dadas up out of here. Right now.
And hurry up.
Yeah. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. You know what I'm saying? Like
wow.
Matter of fact, and if you got something to say, because, you know, Pops was he was basically on his P. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you going to talk, you want to interrupt me with her, okay, get out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you shouldn't kick them out. Now you get your ass out.
You
know
gotta
what I'm saying?
go.
So yeah, Pops wasn't playing. I ain't gonna lie. Pops wasn't. You even in his old age, you know, you go talk to Pops, and you try to have that conversation like, hey man, so what was up when you growing up? Hey man, don't question me about what I, you know what I mean? Like,
Snap,
hey, just like,
you going to that mode.
Hey, like, hey, just let me let you know that this shit real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if I'm 70 on my deathbed. You can get the fuck out right now.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? That's how Pop
Still
was,
kicking them out.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like no remorse to the end. So I give him his respect. I'm like, nigga, this is how you are. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you be like, you know what?
Setting their ways.
Yeah, like, you know, if you a stone, you a stone. You know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
If you a rock, you a rock. You
Straight
know?
up.
Yeah, he was that to the core. I ain't go, you know, he did it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give him that. Yeah,
That's
like,
what's up.
If you ain't biased, you ain't biased. But yeah, he was kicking people out. Aunties got kicked out. We driving down. I should have known at that age when he kicked the auntie out. We driving down the freeway. Her jerry curl dripping on the seat.
Oh.
You like, oh, you know what?
That was in the 80s, huh?
I told you the 90s, something
early
like
90s.
97.
Yeah, Jerry curls.
Like
Yeah,
97, you know what I mean? They still rocking them.
Yeah, still.
She don't want to listen, get out. Left her on the freeway. At that point, I knew, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't playing.
Made you think about it, huh?
Yeah, so Pops let you know, like,
Looking
look,
back, like, he
have
pull
your
off,
own.
auntie walking,
have your own keys, have your own situations.
your own doorknob to turn to walk in.
Whatever that comes with your own, you know, OWN. You know, feel me?
How was y'all relationship like before he passed? Did y'all ever get an understanding, became, you know, cool with each other outside of the get out?
Yeah, no, that's what we just talked about.
Okay.
I said, look,
Yeah.
hey Pops, what was it? Hey, don't question me. We cool, but he just gave me we got an understanding that look,
Okay.
I did what I did, and it is what it is. You know, ain't no. What I'm trying to say is like sometimes with people, you got to take them for what that is.
Straight out.
Right. The explanation was in what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I love you, but I am who I am.
Straight out.
Feel me?
If you don't like it,
So get out.
you know what to do. Get them put them dot eyes on and dot your ass about here.
Yeah, so it's just an understanding, you know, because some men is some men. You know what I'm saying? Like
For sure.
Men, you know, like my dad's a fully raised Compton baby.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up with the whole like a Compton mental mindset of how you know, like this is the motorcycle boots, you know, motorcycle, the cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's how he walked around all day long. The braids. You feel me? So
I'm Compton, born and raised, so I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we went to Bellevue off 118th Street.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So right there, you know, we grew up right there. We lived off 137th and Central.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was the whole, you know, how that, you know,
Mando.
kids had good families, had money, but was in the streets and, you know what I'm saying? Pops was a part of that whole situation and going up in Vietnam. So he was who he was. You know what I mean? When he said get out, he meant it. That's what he was basically saying. Like, no, I meant it. Like, you could go. You gonna be good. You good now.
But it made you. It made you who you are, though. In a way, you could say it helped you.
It did.
It probably hurt it then, but you know, you being able to, you know, safe home and you know get out there and grind for it. Character created that. How did you get into the music, you know, DJing? When did that start?
I'll give Pops credit on that.
Oh, okay.
I'll give Pops
so
credit on that.
outside of Get Out, he taught you something.
Outside of Get Out,
he taught you how to fish. He didn't show you, he didn't take you fishing.
That's for sure.
He taught you how to fish.
That's for sure.
Okay.
That's for sure. I'll give Pops credit on that. Pops used to do the music engineering for like the sound stages. So all the sound stages that, you know, were in the industry back then.
Okay.
They had like Barry White and, you know, Cher. He used to set the sound stages up. So when he got out of that at the crib, we always had like a jumping sound system.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the sound system was like the number one thing in the crib. Sherman Vegas, Mackey's, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, them classics.
EVs.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we used to have, you know, Marantz. I don't know if you know that we had.
Oh yeah, I remember
6-channel Marantzes.
Oh yeah.
You know, so when it came to the technical side, remember I told you was an electrician, did all that. We would fix stuff. So that's where that came in, where, you know, he's fixing all this equipment. We fixing sound equipment. You know what I mean? Learning how to fix that and turning something into nothing.
Okay.
You know, nothing into something. That's the sound equipment. We finding amps in the trash. We putting new transistors in them. You know
that's
what I mean?
right.
So that's why when I was talking to Battle Cat the other day, I'm telling them about, you know, the frequencies and, you know,
that's what I was gonna say. You know your frequencies.
Yeah, like that's where we got that.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, he gave me that education on. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, I always give him that credit in that instance, because
you got to get credit where credit is due.
Yeah, for sure.
Mandatory.
Put the music into my life. You know what I'm saying? I had you know I had like a little, because he fixed stuff.
Okay.
I had the studio, you know, computers with the little sound equipment on there. So I learned how to use that when I was in junior high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then when I got older, and, you know, I took back into the skills of how to, you know, work with that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that was kind of like the main thing. But the music came in from that, you know, and DJing, you know, I ended up graduating high school, and I had a club. I had like this little spot. It was like called the Pawn Shop. We were in Pomona at the time. And I was throwing parties, not DJing. Just throwing parties.
Just throwing parties, not even
man.
DJing.
And I was like 18.
Okay.
And man, the DJ at the time, you know, everybody on Technique 1200s.
Oh yeah.
So it was 500 back then just to come out. So I'm like, man, that's you know, I'm making money, but you know, the DJ is the most important part that was like costing me the most money.
Yes.
So I started buying equipment. You know what I mean? Just mixing in the back. You know, learning how to, you know, use it, and, you know, I mean, saving costs on my little club, because I was always throwing clubs. You know what I mean? Saving costs on my little club, and, you know, ended up taking that to, like, just buying more equipment and getting into the techniques, and, you know what I mean? That's how that came about, you know, like self-taught on that.
Oh, okay. What was your first time DJing? What was your first event you actually DJ'd yourself?
Now we had a little party in high school called Foreplay.
Well, party. I don't like to put little on nothing.
Okay.
You had a party.
We had a party.
Yeah.
You know, we had a party, and it went up. We had like different schools that went in there. It was called Foreplay.
Okay.
And I had like I had the Newmark digital dials.
Okay.
You know the.
Of course, I know what
You
you're
know what I'm
talking about.
saying? They only gave you the scratch effect, like it could only go. That was it. It was like so you can and then press play and it sound like you doing. So I had those joints, you know what I mean, and we had that, you know what I mean, and I was DJing the little house party, and then from there, went and got into like the little club scene, when I after my club shut down in Pomona. Got into the club scene and started doing like parties in LA and doing Hollywood and doing I did my first like actual nightclub with Hot Dollar.
Okay.
So we had that song on the radio, the Hot Dollar song. But I forgot that song, how it went.
I haven't heard that name in a minute. Hot Dollar.
It was a long time ago, right? This is before,
Yeah.
So we did that in Alhambra.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that, that was like my first, he was on the radio, first introduction, because I had booked him to come out, you know what I mean? And we did like a thing called Cali Rosarito. So that was like the first initial phase, you know what I mean?
That was the one that started it.
That started it all, you know what I'm saying? And then we got into like bigger things, like we did the Crenshaw release party.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that was like the kind of like the epic at the time, because that turned into a legendary situation.
Okay.
So to be able to provide clubs, and provide venues in that aspect, so that took it to the next level.
So you get the venue too.
Get the venue, yeah. I get venues for people.
Okay.
If they want to rock, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking when you were doing your events, you get the venue and DJ it.
No, well, what happens is like I had a team.
Okay.
Right? And with the team, we would put together these events, right? Mm-hmm. And then I would come in and, I would be a DJ, add DJs on. So we'll try to make it sure it's like a conglomerate, you know what I mean? So we'll have like different people, like with that situation, we had my boy JJ, you know what I mean? I had my boy Balair Bonesy. We had came together, we had created that situation, and, that took off.
Oh, okay. Okay. How long have you been in the game actually DJing?
Now, man, like 17 years.
That's good. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Since like 17. So.
What's one of your biggest event to where you feel like I'm respected in my craft and what I do? What was like one of your biggest, whether in the States or overseas, what was one of your biggest events ever that you really appreciated being a DJ?
There's a lot of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of them.
But what's that mega one? Or the first one that you could say, well, like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
The first one.
The first big one.
Okay, so let's say, like, the first big event was when we didn't have so many, man. So
I get it.
Let's go back. Let's say more legendary then.
Okay. What was your
more like
legendary?
Because like I said with that Crenshaw joint,
okay,
no one knew that it was gonna turn into something that epic. You get what I'm saying? Like we that was a situation that was put forth where like, hey, we were actually out promoting, the pop up and the signing. We were out there putting the flyers in the bags.
Okay.
So we were
you went hard.
Yeah, we were a part of the whole promotional situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for that to turn out the way it is now in 2023, when you look back at it and you see like how legendary it was, I think that is because, I had a club in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Called 424 North Beverly, and it was called Confidential. And, everyone that was from the inner city used to come to that club.
Okay.
And I think at that point, that's where it made it kind of epic, because it was where I was able to bring the inner city into Beverly Hills, where they weren't letting people into Beverly Hills.
At all.
You feel me? So it's giving people a better value
Okay.
with their brand. We talking about entertainment. So if you say that, you just did an event in Beverly Hills,
Oh yeah.
if you got
They
a
put some
label,
respect on your name.
you know what I'm saying? So at that point, I think that's when it hit, because it's
Okay.
like, we doing business, and the DJ thing is, kind of coinciding with that. So I
Okay.
think that's like one of the biggest things, because it was more or less running this venue into allowing multiple other brands and people be a part of it that were
Come
able
together.
to elevate their situation, kind of like a no jumper.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
For
What about
everybody.
tour? Have you toured with any artists in the game?
Yeah, we done toured. I actually did a tour with Nip in the beginning.
Okay.
And then from there we had I did a European tour.
Okay.
And that was in 2019. We did Spain, we did Italy. We
Is that
did
right?
Rome.
Okay.
And the crazy part is, I'm more of a DJ, so I've been DJing with DJs for a while. I did one of the we did like a tour in San Diego with my boy Young LA. I think it was with Game. We was on his ending tour, so that was with the Young LA and the real Young LA. And we was doing that, and we did that a couple years ago. We did multiple tours. I just had a Ready or Not tour last year. We did Miami, Atlanta, Dominican Republic, the Bahamas. So we had clubs in every city. We had Trina in the Bahamas. We had the Dominican
Oh, I know
Republic.
that was major. You got any tours coming up now?
Yeah, actually I do.
Is that right? Where?
Next week.
Next week. Okay.
We leaving. We got Tenerife, Spain. It's called Club Revolution. So I'm going. It's like on the Canary Islands. Gonna be out there.
Okay.
So that's kind of like on the coast, like kind of close to Morocco, but it's everybody knows what the Canaries are. So it's called Tenerife. I'll be out there for like 18 days, and then I got an event in Italy. It's called the Custom Club. Shout out Cade Dennis. We got he's a big promoter out there in Italy.
That's good, man.
We're just trying to book more.
You are
events out there.
You are going to.
We
You know what I
will.
mean, not try. You will.
We will.
Yeah, we don't. I don't do little. We don't do try.
Yeah,
especially
I'ma
when
take
you're
little out.
progressing. Yeah, definitely take that out for
Yeah,
sure.
I'ma take
you
little
know what
out.
I mean?
Yes, sir.
If
Yes,
you're
sir.
progressing and you're no longer trying, you're actually doing now.
Okay.
And that's a good thing, man.
Yes,
Continue. Continue doing your thing, man, and
I appreciate
stay
it.
focused. Always keep your head on the swivel.
Yes, sir.
Mandatory. Let me see what was your latest event that you have done out here in the States?
Man, we just shut it down 2 days ago. We had we Lil Bootsy.
Okay.
We were downtown LA. That's what everybody been talking about with this Crisean and Blueface situation, because
Oh, it was at your event?
that was my shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me, Pierre, Ballhead Entertainment.
Okay.
Shout out them. Shout out Everybody Eats. We had through that. We had turned it up, and that situation went viral. And so that was kind of like one of the last things that we just coming off of. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So we gonna locking in this Friday. I'm at Deja Vu, so if anybody wants to come out.
Okay.
Thursday, tomorrow I'm in Atlanta. I got Ladies Night in Marietta.
Oh, okay.
So, it's at the Euro ATL, this new spot. And
Is
so,
that right?
yeah.
Have you DJ'd there before?
Yeah, I rock with my man Smooth. He's one of the owners over there. So he
Oh, okay.
brings me into Euro, and then I rock with Akinelli at the KOD in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So we kind of got that going. So that's why I always tell people, send me their music, because we move around. I kind of work with different DJs, and we'll get their music out to them as well.
That's good. That's good. And that's a good thing, because that's a way of giving back.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of artists out here that they don't have that opportunity, or get that chance to get their music spent.
Right.
It's crazy, man, especially how, radio is, in these days. They, back in the days, they called it payola, but now they call it a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with a new name on it.
Right, right.
But the DJs are who most important, man, because you got to get it moving in the clubs, with
what
that
happened?
record.
When these blogs came out,
Yes.
they kind of took away from the value that the DJ was providing. It felt like you didn't need a DJ to get your record heard. And it kind of took away from the fact that the DJ, outside of the social media,
Yes.
you know, there's still a place that a DJ has to work. You know,
Every day.
and it's a, you know, and these are your coworkers that, you know, the employees at the club are your coworkers. That club is an office.
Yes, it is.
And in that office, you know, you got things, you got to play music, and that's how you keep your job. But it's like they forgot that, you know, they forgot those parts of the DJ, you know, it kind of, because, you know, you could go on TikTok and they like, I'll do a TikTok dance, and, you know, the song is, you know, played, and it's like, that's how my song got heard. But, you know, that is taken away from the fact that this is a consistent thing, you know. It's not just one day, you know, yeah, the song is heard, but what's going to create the impact of the song that's going to be reverberated in people's ears when they're not thinking about it? You know what I mean? What's the playlist that's in the gym? Who's creating those things? And a lot of the DJs, you know, they do those type of things that are done and known about, but they're not really spoke about.
It definitely makes sense for sure. Yeah, and too though, it's a lot of people that don't do social media.
Right.
That prefer to come to the club to hear what's new, or just to, you know, come in the club, man, and vibe out, you know what I mean, to some music.
Right.
So you be having to jump and you get them going?
Man, we get them going.
You get them going?
We get them going, man. You got to stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
You better stay ready.
Yeah, man. You know, I enjoy what I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's you know, that's my thing. You know what I mean? I like to DJ. I like to, you know, interact with the crowd. I like to rock the crowd. You know what I mean? So that's why I, you know, made a living out of it. You know what I mean? So like I tell people, this is a career. You know, a lot of people got hobbies, you know, but this is what I do. You know what I mean? It's like if you want a good sandwich, you go to the sandwich shop. You know what I mean?
Good one.
Yeah, good one. You know, that you want a good DJ, you come to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Certain things, because it's like I'm detail orientated with what I do.
That good sandwich, I'm going to Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, you like Jersey Mike's?
Heck yeah.
Hey, they got that little
Going to
Philly
Jersey
cheese,
Mike's,
that chicken
man.
cheese steak. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, yeah.
Your siblings are any of your siblings into music?
Actually, I got a sister that sings. She got a band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, I got a brother. He was into music. You know what I mean? But I think for the most part, you know, as we got older, I was the only one that kind of like stuck with it.
Okay. So they kind of like stopped.
Yeah, my sister, she still does her thing. She's gonna sing. She got a band. You know, she got the church situation going. So she's all, you know, she's wrapped up in music all day long.
That's good.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
good. Okay.
You know, so we're a musical.
Then what
family.
about your other siblings?
Oh yeah, they don't really do too much music. You know what I'm saying? I had a nephew. I had a little brother. He was doing music. He was rapping. You know, but they're more about their business. You know what I mean? They all own businesses.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know,
what's
business.
working? Yes.
Yeah, what they do, what works for them.
Yes,
you know
what's
saying?
working.
I started doing clubs when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing this young and just stuck with it. You know, everything that we've been doing since we've been kids. We ain't really been switching up and doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you know, my life's work. You know what I mean? Hopefully at the end of it is like a good motion picture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like something that we dedicated ourselves to. You know, they dedicated themselves to their businesses and stuff. Me, I pushed for, you know, a vision that I had in my mind to kind of create reality.
Okay. Outside of music, like you said, business-wise, outside of music, what else is it that you do as well?
Man, I do a lot, man. You know, outside of you know, for work, or you mean just in general?
Well, your own. You your own boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So other than music, like any other entities or anything that you have, are you building?
Yeah, I'm building right now, man. I got my company's called Eveready ENT LLC.
Okay.
So, you know, we're a legitimate company.
Yes.
You know, so we are, you know, full service.
Make sure you pay your taxes.
Yeah, man. You know, you got to, man. And, you know, that's
and the franchise
part.
tax board every year.
And that's the crazy part about it, right? That they hit you for that $800 no matter
every
what.
year, no matter what.
Yeah, so
it's automatic.
You know, man,
we signed up for it.
And that, you know what? If I would have went through Nevada, they would have let me go off my state tax for free. I was thinking about running it. But I was like, you know, whatever. You know, hopefully I get.
But
that
you're gonna
better.
be good. You good. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You've been doing this since you was 17.
Man, come on,
you
man.
got this, man. You got this.
Come on, man. Yeah, you know, that's why, you know, we've been rocking, man. So, you know, we've been blessed, man. The streets has been, you know, lovely to us. They, embraced us, and we've been able to kind of make a difference and create platforms out there.
Okay.
A lot of artists that we rock with, they doing their thing to this day, and that's kind of like the history of a lot of the work. We didn't.
You've helped break some artists.
Yeah, a lot of artists ran through our situation. All the LA Basin, I didn't had them on a show prior to getting popping, even when they get popping,
That's
so,
good.
I mean, I try to make it make sense for all of us.
That's good.
You know
That's
what I
good
mean?
that you're doing that.
So it's kind of like us having this business situation. I be trying to like make sure, like, even with the clubs, we didn't have Joe Moses there, we didn't have YG, we did tons of events with Nip, we did back in the day, Nip, they had a situation where they wouldn't, let him in the clubs. We ended up getting a pizza parlor, and packed out a pizza parlor.
Wow.
And that's like the early beginnings, like where, hey, there ain't no fights going on, he can get into the clubs.
Yes.
That kind of went first. We did, Too Short, Moneybag Yo.
That's right.
Young Jeezy, so everybody.
And the list goes on.
The list goes on. We didn't touch everybody in the game with the DJ situation and creating events, and so we've been blessed. We didn't got to rock with OG Cuicide.
Oh yeah, mandatory, man.
So
we locked in.
Man, that's a blessing. When you get to meet good people, that's always good. So that's what the best thing about the DJ thing is once you really get locked in, you be like, man, I can go here and this my guy. He got me over in this country. I go here, and it's all love. You know what I mean? So that's that's been a good thing in this game.
Okay, with your entertainment company, DJ Eveready ENT, are you gonna get like DJs under you, or are you gonna get artists, or both? Because you get an artist, you being a DJ, you can break their record easy. And it's your artist.
I've been thinking about starting a label.
Okay.
Like, we don't really got too many, like how you got QCMLP, we don't really have too many labels on the West Coast. You know, I was thinking about figuring out we can start like a conglomerate where it's like, a couple guys coming together to kind of create something that we can bring.
Well, let me know. I got On Track Music. Okay. That's my label. On Track Music. I keep everything on track.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. So like we, coming in contact, that's something that, new to me, right? So it's like that's what we're looking for is where we can create and build, because now, the game, when I be looking at the music situation, it's kind of hard to really elevate on the West Coast singular. Like it needs to be like in Atlanta, you go to the South, you got groups and pockets of support systems. And that's what we need to create out here is like support systems for artists to be able to.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, reach in and grab in. And, like you can go throw the record into the record pool, and it's going to go out to the DJs that's in the area to kind of get you some more traction. Just small stuff like that can make a difference in the long
big
run.
difference. And it's crazy too, man, because artists from here have a hard time getting the support from here.
Right.
But artists not from here come here
right.
and get support like they're from here.
Right.
Man, that shit has always puzzled me.
Right.
Like,
We was just talking about
there's something wrong with that picture.
Right. The mentality of it.
Yeah. But you go away, artists from here go away from here, and man, but that's how it always was though. Back in the days, 80s, early 90s, we would go back east, back south. You know what I mean?
Right.
And push our music.
Right.
So about time it hit where you from, California, whatnot. Like, man, the record, it was already big. You had a big record. Yeah, you was already hot. You went back, back east, back south, and you blew up back there.
Right.
And then brung it back.
Right.
Now it's kind of different. Now it's more like you got to blow up here first.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then take it elsewhere. But even that doesn't change.
Yeah, man.
Now it's back to you. Got to get away. And overseas, that's where it said, loved one.
Right. Man, it's like everywhere you go, it's kind of the same frequency. You know what I mean? Overseas, they vibe with you. You go down south, they vibe with you. You come here, they vibe with you, but it's a lot of separation. You know, because we got different, sets, different hoods.
And we got politics.
You know, we got real politics, right? So it's like in that sense, you know, I've been blessed to be able to throw events where, you know,
got different people from everywhere in the same room. That's good.
Know what I'm saying? So that's the good part, but that's just going into having to make a call.
But it's your respect level too.
You know what?
Because that plays a big part. Like if people got respect for the person giving it, you know what I mean, and they come to an event and, you know, they be like, you know what, they fuck with you, so they ain't gonna trip. Because, you know, I gave a boat party, you know, some years ago, you know, down in Long Beach, you know what I mean, 3 stories, held like 400 people, and I had people on the ship that these cats just had a shootout like 3 days ago.
Right.
So, you know, they, you know, respect it. They stayed on this side of the ship and they stayed on the other side of the ship.
I have to say, man, majority of the time, man, it's been real love. And it's been real, it's been a real blessing to be able to see young men of struggle come through, young women come through and be able to elevate themselves in their situation, right? You look back and be like, yo, I see, you know, you learn something. You know what I mean? So in that sense, is like, that's where I look at like the game where I might make calls for somebody else's situation. Like, I don't know where this person from, because I don't gangbang. So I don't know where a person might be from or where, but I'll make a call just to figure out, you know, I'll call my homie, hey, bro, what we got going? Like, what's the situation? And they might be able to tell me, you know, a better way to navigate to keep away from people being hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the majority. Like, sometimes a lot of us, you know, they be going for the money. And then they'll just bring anybody together.
They don't care.
You know, so I kind of go the other route, you know what I mean? And, you know, sometimes you can't help it. You know what I mean?
No.
You can't just stop everybody.
Especially once that alcohol is in the system.
Yeah, you know, and if it goes big, if your party go viral, you know, people coming, you can't stop everybody from coming. You can't, you know, but you can kind of control the narrative of if it's going to be, you know, the wrong type of, you know, energy there.
And that's for sure.
You feel me?
That energy can cause friction.
Yeah, man. Kind of like fire. You be like, what's going on, you know? So,
all good.
Yeah.
Man, for the people that don't know, man, tell the people where can they find you at on your social media? Let them know what you got going. And, man.
All right, well, you know, I'm DJ Eveready. You can log into the website, www.evereadyent.com. That's with one R, EVEREADYENT.com. You know what I mean? You can look me up on Instagram, DJ Eveready. Log in, you know what I mean, and tap the link in the bio. You can go ahead and book, you know what I mean. I'm going to be in a country near you.
Yes.
And let's work. You know, I got Spain next week. We're going to be there. We're going to be in Italy, so I'm looking forward to seeing all the UK. So hopefully, what's your man's name?
Who?
The one we shot out for the UK.
Oh, man, Hustle Quoted.
Hustle Quoted. If we, you know, linked up in the UK, we know we tap in with them.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, just you know, just look out for us, you know what I mean? We coming for it, you know what I mean? We really respect the game. We respect the artists out there. And we just want to keep on creating more opportunities for, you know, the people that we rock with. So, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, OG Cuicide, man.
Oh, man.
You know, bringing the song.
It's all love now.
You know what I mean?
Mando.
We're going to turn it up. You already
Mandatory.
know. We got some shit in the works.
Oh, yeah, mandatory. As always, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. OG Cuicide in the building. As always, I appreciate y'all. Make sure you go to nojumper.com, get your Let It Out Loved One shirts. And don't forget, June 25th, Let It Out Loved One live show, Club Bahia in Hollywood on Sunset. I'm going to make the whole room Let It Out Loved One. Get your tickets. Go to my Instagram. Get your tickets. In my bio on my Instagram page, get your meet and greet tickets. Also, Eventbrite, you can get your tickets there. Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Hello.
And I appreciate that. And all the love that everyone been showing, I really appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. And always, as always, and y'all know my quote that I tell everybody, a hospital not the only thing with patients. You can quote that, you know, never give up, life gets better. Always remember that. And don't ever forget, as I always tell y'all as well, loved ones, there's nothing in this world that could go on in your life to make you want to take your life. Peace.